the Bharatiya Janata Party MP Ananta Kumar Hegde, who is also a former minister, described all BSNL employees as traitors. So his allegation is that the government of India has given the funds and technology to the BSNL, but the employees were lethargic, did not perform, and it became a black mark on the country. So he calls every employee of a BSNL as a traitor. But surprisingly, you should know who is the real traitor. So who killed BSNL? Who is killing BSNL? Why BSNL is inefficient? Well, obviously as a customer, we find private telecom players much more efficient than BSNL. Even if all of us have an experience of BSNL not providing proper service, especially in terms of the signal strength and also the bureaucratic and employee lethargy. I am not telling that work culture in BSNL is fine. There are certainly problems of work culture in any public sector company and including the BSNL. But the reality is, what is the crisis in BSNL? Why this crisis in BSNL and who is responsible for that? BSNL was deprived of technology and funds. Contrary to the claims of the BJP MP, the BSNL was deprived of the funds and technology essentially to benefit the private players. I will give you a number of examples. The private telecom players got the 4G licenses long back, but BSNL was deprived of the 4G. Only as early as March 2020, BSNL has given a tender for 4G contract. Government of India cancelled the tender. Do you know what is the reason for cancelling the tender? So the 4G rollout has been delayed because the government has cancelled the tender for 4G tender for BSNL. The reason is very, very trivial. An inconsequential organization called Telecom Equipment Promotion Council, Telecom Equipment and Services Promotion Council, nobody knows this organization, it has given a complaint on BSNL tender. What is the complaint? The complainant says BSNL has imposed two conditions in the tender notification, which according to the person who complained are objectionable. So what are those two conditions? So the BSNL, when it wants 4G equipment, it has issued a tender for 9,000 crores worth 4G equipment to be supplied to the BSNL for the 4G rollout. So the two conditions is, any company which wants to supply the 4G equipment to BSNL should have had the 8,000 crore business in the 2 successive years prior to this tender. So the 2 years, the company should have clocked a turnover of 8,000 crores. The second condition is, this company must have an experience of laying 20 million lines of 4G. So why these two conditions? This is quite common in any big contract, whether it is a telecom or highway or irrigation, because there are two things which are required. One is the financial capacity to carry out or execute the contract. The financial capability has to be assessed. Assuming that any Polavaram irrigation project, tender is there of 5,000 crores. If I apply, will they give it? Well, I don't have the financial wherewithal to complete the project. So this condition is to ensure that the contractor who gets the tender to supply the 4G equipment should have the financial wherewithal to supply the 4G equipment. The second condition is related to technical capability. At least the company should have produced an experience of supplying 20 million lines of 4G equipment. So it's quite obvious that any big contract is possible only when a company has both the fiscal and technical capacity. Normally the technical bid be opened first. Only those who pass through the technical bid will be tested for the financial bid. This is a quite common tendering process. So the BSNL did the same. Why did BSNL impose these two conditions? Essentially to ensure a quality and effective, faster execution of the contract. So this council, so-called council, complained on these two conditions. and the government immediately cancelled the 4G tender notice. So surprising that how can these two conditions, which ensure speedy execution and quality execution, can be the aspects for the making or cancelling the tender. Then the second objection is the Telecom Equipment and Services Promotion Council warns the Government of India to bar BSNL from procuring 4G equipment from any multinational company as a part of the Make in India strategy. So why can't a similar condition be applicable to the private telecom players? Today, whether Jio or Airtel, where are they getting the 4G equipment from? They are procuring the 4G equipment from Nokia, Ericsson, ZTE, Huawei, and no such condition of domestic Indian Make in India telecom 4G equipment has to be used is applicable to the private players. So how can Make in India be a responsibility of only public sector? Why can't it be responsibility of the private sector? The reality is there is no indigenous 4G equipment manufacturing in India. So when you do not have a substantial 4G equipment manufacturing in India, how can you procure the equipment from India? So therefore, the very objective of this complaint is to prevent 4G rollout by BSNL so that the private telecom players can capture the market. So to benefit the private telecom players, this flimsy complaint is used by the Government of India to deprive the BSNL of 4G facility. So obviously that dampens the quality of the BSNL services. I'll tell you another interesting thing. Even after this Galwan Valley clash, Government of India imposed another restriction. No telecom company, so the BSNL, in fact it is also applicable only to BSNL. The BSNL should not procure any telecom equipment from a Chinese company. Their argument is for national security considerations. My question is, if a public sector company buys equipment from Chinese company, national security will be endangered, fine. But if a private company buys equipment from Chinese companies, nothing will happen to national security. Because even this condition is not applicable to the private players. Today, Jio got the contract to provide connectivity to airports and even railways, which are two critical infrastructure facilities that have a bearing on the national security. So the private telecom players can procure equipment from China, but BSNL cannot do because of the national security considerations. Well, I will come to the funding also. So surprisingly, the BSNL government promised as a part of the BSNL revival package to provide sovereign guarantee to the BSNL mobilizing resources from market by issuing bonds. Till today, the Government of India has not fulfilled its promise to provide sovereign guarantee. If the Government of India, it did not provide any funds, if it gives sovereign guarantee, automatically BSNL will issue the bonds and mobilize the resources. Surprisingly, the Department of Telecommunication doesn't even BSNL to take loans from the banks. So if this is the situation facing the BSNL, how can it perform its responsibility? Today the BSNL faces a serious liquidity crunch. On the other hand, as a part of the government's social responsibility, BSNL has to shoulder the burden of non-profitable telecom services. Look at any village panchayat who provides the telecom connectivity. Will the Jio or Airtel do that? It's the BSNL which does it. So in a hour of disaster, during a flood or earthquake, which company provides the telecom services? It is the BSNL. So the BSNL is endowed with the responsibility to provide socially useful, non-profitable telecom services, whereas the private players have no such commitment. Is this the level playing ground? So you want the BSNL to perform the social responsibility. Fine, it should. But how can you compare BSNL, which is asked to perform social responsibility through providing connectivity to non-profitable routes, be compared with a private telecom player which only operates in the profitable market? And this kind of a comparison is absolutely ridiculous. On the contrary, you deprive funds to BSNL, you deprive technology to BSNL, All this is essentially to benefit the private telecom players, especially Mukesh Ambani's Jio. A similar strategy was hatched out during the UPA regime in 2006. So both in NDA and UPA compete with each other in benefiting the Mukesh Ambani's company. In 2006, the BSNL issued a tender for 45 million lines of 2G lines, 45 million 2G lines. Do you know what happened? Several people went to court to halt BSNL from rolling out the 2G services. Meanwhile, private players have rolled out the 2G services. BSNL was caught in these court cases. Ultimately, BSNL has won all the court cases. Then do you know what happened? The private telecom players used the then Minister for Telecom, Raja, to cancel the BSNL 2G tender. So this is the challenge of the BSNL. The public sector BSNL is discriminated against in terms of spectrum allocation. The public sector BSNL is deprived of 2G and now 4G services. The public sector BSNL is deprived of liquidity, financial muscle to expand its services. The BSNL is endowed with the responsibility to provide non-profitable, socially useful telecom services, unlike the private players, and ultimately the lucrative government contracts like in railways goes to Jio but not to the BSNL. Now tell me, who is killing the BSNL? Is it the lethargic employees or is it the policies of the government?